go. Well, today, Air Street leads to the Airheads. I'm not quite sure what to expect walking through this archway, but see if you can work out what I mean. Well, yes, there's definitely some airheads here and some air sculptures, because there is a big American football game in London on, well, it's tomorrow, which is Sunday. They've closed off Regent Street so that people can enjoy the importation of quite a cunning mind control device called American football. Of course, American football not amazingly successful in this country, but they are really trying. This is about the third year, I think, or fourth year or something, when they're trying to encourage people in this country to get into American football. Of course, American football is the kind of thing that, well, how do we say it? It contains all of the devices that work very, very well psychologically with our brains. Very simple, sort of chromatic music is used to introduce players, and lots of flashing lights, lots of bright colours. The American football matches are in like little bite-sized pieces, just in case that your attention span isn't once what it was. Look at that crazy statue behind me. People just really enjoying it. The Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what else can we say about American football? Well, it's crap, obviously, but other than that, it's like the fact that we're trying to import it into this country, I think, is, it's like that whole thing, opium for the masses. Keep them quiet, keep them dumb, keep them distracted, and therefore they won't really care too much about politics. I'm not here to see the American football extravaganza, mind control extravaganza. I'm going up to London's centre for mind control, Broadcasting House, because there's something I want to talk to you about.
Who have we got Steelers fans around here? Everyone, Steelers fans, give us a shout. Yay! Very good. Are you all going to the game tomorrow? Yay! Got some great Steelers fans over here waving the flags. We love it, guys. You should have been here with those flags earlier. We needed some yellow flags down here earlier.
Jonathan Dwyer ran for more than 100 yards.
Well, I'm pretty glad to be through that. I tried to do a time lapse coming through that crowd, but it is absolutely impossible. So I didn't bother, and I'm now on the top of Regent Street, walking up the middle of the road, because that's really the only way to get away from all the crowds. And up in front of me is a rather funny-looking object. There's a lorry just sort of going across the middle of the road. Why not, eh? And I thought I was safe. But there we go. On the top of this road, there is a church. All Souls. All Souls. And hiding behind the church is BBC Broadcasting House. Do you think they're trying to steal our souls? Do you think they're hiding behind the church? Do you think the symbolism is important? Well, let's go and have a look. That's the reason I'm here. BBC Broadcasting House. That was the new bit, the glassy bit. The older bit is behind me here. It's built in the 1930s, very similar to MI5. And it's in that sort of like rubbishy, kind of plain Art Deco style, but they have a statue on the front. Now, I watched a video not too long ago, somebody sent it to me, about Eric Gill, the sculptor, and the statue that is on the front of this building, although the video that I watched said it was on the front of the Bush House, which is down in Aldwych near Fleet Street, so I was compelled to make a video just to let you know that it isn't down there, it's up here, the top of Regent Street, next to All Souls Church. We must have all of your souls. And it's that statue there. Now, the statue was again produced in the 1930s. It is of Prospero and Ariel. Now, these are characters from Shakespeare's play The Tempest. This is quite a controversial statue because, of course, this gentleman here, with his kind of gleeful oriental look, is sort of, you know, holding quite tenderly a small boy, and he's standing on a ball. Now, that statue was produced by Eric Gill, and it's not difficult to find out about Eric Gill, the fact that he was a very, very, very successful sort of sculptor, artisan. He was known as a master mason, and that just really does mean, in terms of stonework and stuff like that. He was also a calligrapher. He created fonts and things like that, and he was a very, very successful man. The revelations came when somebody wrote a biography about him in 1989, when it was revealed in his diaries, which were first released to the public, that he was in fact a bit of an arch paedophile. Well, he was incestuous with his sister. He used to like to draw his two little girls, BBC, naked. He used to draw them naked, and he had sexual relations with his two young daughters. He also was a great animal lover, and I think you know what I'm talking about. He was apparently a sexual madman, and apparently when he used to create his sculptures, the big sort of monumental statues, he used to stand up on a scaffold wearing a robe, like a habit, and full in the knowledge that people could look up at him and see his tackle. So this was a guy who was very interested in all things sexual. Now, there is apparently on the back of that statue behind me a relief of a young, beautiful young girl. Nobody really knows who it is, but obviously it's meaningful for him because it's hidden behind that statue. Now, there have been a few calls for the BBC to remove that statue, especially by sort of child protection charities and stuff like that. But the BBC have denied. They said no, we're going to keep it. Eric Gill did a lot of work in Westminster Cathedral in London near Victoria Station. Westminster Cathedral, a Roman Catholic cathedral, because he was Roman Catholic. And Westminster Cathedral removed his statues in the 1990s once they found out what Eric was up to, but the BBC refused. There's a few more of his statues on here as well. See, it says British Broadcasting Corporation, and out the front is like a bush. I've been told that the bush, if you've got some kind of symbolic of stone statues like this, and you've got like a weird bush out the front, that is symbolic of the burning bush, as if they have to put a bush there just in case it spontaneously goes into flames, and possibly they get some kind of weird message from it, some kind of spooky message from a burning bush. See, there's another one there, and there's another one of his statues. Now, wouldn't it be a show of faith if the BBC removed that statue, just like Westminster Cathedral removed the statues? Seeing as they, I think as we all know, aren't just partly involved in paedophilia, but, you know, I've been going on for a very, very long time about how the BBC are a criminal entity. Really, the first film I made about it was the great TV license scam. And I think it's about time that the BBC didn't stop what they're doing, you know, switch off the big light switch inside this very strange building, but actually just were very honest with everybody and removed the statue as a symbol of faith. And possibly, you know, the BBC could restore some of their image by removing the image of a paedophilic, nasty, sexualized statue.